Managers are often uncomfortable with the idea of discussing performance issues with an employee. As a result, they often approach the performance issues by ignoring the problem, hoping it's going to go away, or repeatedly telling the employee what you've done wrong, expecting magically that the behavior pattern is going to turn around, or issuing a stern warning, stop it, or suffer the consequences, or sometimes assuming that nothing can be done. Why waste time? Terminate the employee now. These approaches simply don't deal with the real issues. These conversations are such a stumbling block for managers that I took the time to co-author a book on the subject. How to Say It, Performance Reviews. Phrases and strategies for painless and productive performance reviews. This video segment will give you a feel for the content in one portion of my extensive programs on performance management. It focuses on how to have those tough conversations when performance is not where it should be. Here's the situation. Suzanne has been repeatedly coming in late for work. You've let her know each time that you notice that she's late. She gives you an excuse and says she won't do it again. But of course, she does it again. Now it's time to have a coaching session, a sit-down, serious conversation about this repeated behavior. But what do you say? I'm fed up with your lateness? That rarely has a long-term impact. We need real behavior change. I've been working with performance management for many years, and I'm a manager as well. So the approach that I'm about to share with you is one that both my clients and I have practiced for many years. Why? Because we get real behavioral results. By using this 5-step process as your meeting agenda, you'll know where you're going with the conversation. It will keep you in control of that conversation. Now, the first item on the agenda is to indicate the difference between their performance and the expected performance. For example, Suzanne, you've been late 3 times this week, on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from between 15 to 30 minutes each day. Now, when you started here, we talked to you about the importance of being here every morning at 8:30 to answer the phone at the reception desk. Then you flow into a description of the many levels of impact that that negative behavior has, considering the impact on the other co-workers, on the customers, on you, the manager, on other departments, on the company and its reputation, and that staff person themselves. Suzanne, when you aren't here at 8:30, what that means is the customer's calls are not getting answered. And those are the rest of us who try to run to answer the phone. We have to drop everything we're doing to try to cover for you. Now, as you know, this has happened 4 times in the last week. So I'm going to have to write you up. And you know also that 2 more write-ups means that unfortunately we'd have to terminate you. Now, we would like for you to be able to continue here if you could just get here on time. Next, it's time to get their agreement that their behavior is a problem and that they need to make a change about it. Suzanne, do you see that this is causing a big problem for us? And are you willing to commit to do whatever is required to get yourself here on time? Now, some people right here would agree and commit. For others, this is where they start giving all of their excuses about why they can't do it. Now, we're going to talk later about how to handle the different types of excuses. For now, know that you may need to go back to step 1 and 2 and review with them what your expectations are and the impact of their behaviors so that they get it and they commit. Now, after they've committed to making that a very important change, then it's time to look for the best solution. Please, this is where you need to have some restraint. Most managers want to tell the person what he or she should do to fix it. But if you want her to have ownership for the solution, then ask her for her ideas on what she can do to prevent it from happening again. Now, if she offers an idea that you think is ridiculous, don't tell her that. Instead, ask a question that points out your concern, like, can you rely on your dog to get you up 30 minutes earlier each day? This is to help them work through that thought process. Now, only if the person has not come up with any viable solutions, then you can offer your ideas. Between the two of you, agree on a plan. Finally, it's time to cement the deal. Let him or her know that you will be meeting again in a week to discuss how is it going, and set that time on the spot. This lets them know that you are serious about this and that there will be continuing accountability. By following this process, you will gain their understanding, their ownership, and their commitment to change. And you have stayed in control throughout the entire discussion. You see, it's not so difficult.